and the Stalkers are just caught fighting the Roaches, which is a decent fight for the Zerg player in terms of unit cost. And those Roaches, you can see that speed upgrade. Without that speed upgrade, they wouldn't be able to dominate this Protoss army, but now they're just pushing in on them relentlessly, and Frosty's just going to keep that up. He knows, hey, I got economic advantage. These units are more or less sacrificial. Let's go, man. Let's take it toe-to-toe right now. He's going to probably lose this army right here, but not before doing, a lot of damage. And there, 10 more Roaches coming in from the back, just getting those reinforcements in there. He's able to do so much damage with that huge production facilities that he has in terms of queens, hatcheries. Nice little control right there, keeping some here to kill him, keeping others pushing in over here on Monk to get the pressure off the units that are taking out that base. So very effective play. Ooh, let a couple ones hanging right here with 3 and 3 hit points. But he did what he needed to do to take out that base, secured a huge income advantage. You can see 71 harvesters. I'm surprised Monk actually has that, but look at this base is running out, and it's running out quick. And these Immortals are going to be able to do some damage to the Roach, but still, when you come with this much production, it's not going to be a problem to handle. Getting over 2,000 in the income. And Monk trying to expand here again. It's always risky to expand into your opponent because you're making it so you have less and less time to react. Most people like to expand away from their opponent. And then you can see Frosty's even getting in production at these lower facilities. Look at that. Queens at every base. Just great play by the Zerg player. Making sure he can macro up and getting the Hive. He's going for Hive tech. I wonder if he's getting Ultras. I always recommend Ultras. Ooh, nice picture. I always recommend Ultras against any opponent, really. If you get Ultras against Zerg, you're in a dominant position because the only way to beat Ultras are Brood Lords, and those are really expensive and slow, or Mutalisks, which take forever to kill an Ultralisk because the armor on the Ultra is so high and the damage on the Mut is low, or Ultralisk. There's really no other way to beat it other than having the same super high tech. And if you get Ultras versus Protoss, Immortals are okay, but Immortals, I don't think they actually attack that fast at 1.45. So you can mix some Zerglings in, and that'll help take care of that. And the Ultras will just eat through. They're really effective at killing most of those units too, with that splash damage. And they just add such that tank aspect to your army. So many hit points, such high armor. There you go, Ultralisk Cavern going down. Always like to see that. Look at this macro by the Zerg player. A Greater Spire, an Ultralisk Cavern, and just 20 different things at once. Melee attacks, adrenal glands. Just very, very effective play by the Zerg player right now. And the Protoss player actually has a decent sized army, but still 50 below the Zerg player, and you can see 30 of that is Harvesters, so it's really only a 20 unit decrement or lower than the Zerg army. And then the Zerg Frosty expanding into the gold. Nice scouting by Monk though. I gotta give it up for him. He definitely does see this. Oh, Frosty expanding again over here. Just getting hyper aggressive and keeping Monk down. Keep the Protoss down. Protoss income is dropping a lot, but it looks like it should pick up right now when this starts getting fully appreciated. Oh, he's actually mined out this other base too. And look at this Zerg army, just so quick on the map. Even those Roaches are fast. That's what's so dangerous about Zerg. And Monk, he's taking out both these bases over here. He says, no, Frosty, you can't expand there. I'm sorry. And Monk actually moving in on the Expo here, doing some nice Sentry Force Field wall offs. Oh wow, he is dropping 8 Broodlords right now in the middle of battle. Very interesting play. I would have moved him, but we'll see if it works out. It's enough that if he can just survive this onslaught. Oh, and here comes an Ultralisk out. If he can survive this onslaught, those Broodlords will be able to do a massive amount of damage. Maybe he can get 4 up, maybe he can get 3 up. Ooh, that is a heavy loss. Heavy loss for the Zerg player here. What is he getting? A ton of Zerglings. Yeah, that was just some bad play by Frosty right there. Dropping those Broodlords mid-battle over the battle. Just shoot, take him over here, man, and then drop him. At least you have a ramp to block it, and then, some protection of the high ground. Let's see what he's doing. A couple Ultralisks coming out right now. He's just running small groups of units into this, and that is not what you want to do. Here are the Ultras. Let's see if they're going to be of any effect. Oh, well, look at that Ultra just go down in seconds. Yeah, this is way too big of a Protoss army to deal with that right now. I wonder if Frosty's going to try and backdoor anything right now. he definitely should try and get some of this tech up at another base, and he is doing just that. That is a really good move by him. But I think he's still in an economic advantage. No, right just behind the Protoss player, but if he's able to get all these bases up, he will be at an economic advantage. And yeah, the Protoss player, only one upgrade to that weapon damage. And let's see, I don't even know if Frosty has any. There we go. Has some offensive units. So 1-2, doing okay in the upgrades. And just suffering a huge hit right there in terms of, oh wow, 11 Ultralists are building. I think I'm just gonna go on a bet and that Frosty's gonna be okay now that he has 11 Ultralists, because that's pretty much exactly what you need to take out a Protoss army like this. This is just so dense, and it's so hard to get to with the sentry force fields. But you get all those Ultralists in there, the force fields mean nothing because they're just gonna run over them. And then you get that many Ultralists, you're gonna just get spread damage across the whole outer layer of that ball. So let's see what Frosty does right now. Both look at that, very, very comparable numbers in terms of army size, very comparable numbers in terms of harvesters. So we do have a pretty much even match right now. And yeah, there he goes, getting a little bit of creep tumor spread. I'd like to see more. It definitely helps the Ultralists. What are you doing, Frosty? Don't go over there. You already know it's there. He sees it coming now. He's bringing his troops back. So it looks like we are going to have a big fight, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Is Frosty going to pull out any of those drones and workers? Those Zerglings going first, and if you're a Zerg player, you send your Zerglings in first, and your Ultralists can attack on top of them. Look at these Ultralists just tearing through this line of troops. You can see those front lines are just going down. Look at that, that damage is getting spread across so many units. And if Monk's smart, he's just gonna blink beat him up. But yeah, you just gotta kite these Ultras. They just do so much damage. You're not gonna be able to beat them in a heads-up fight if you go at them. So you gotta kite them. And then you can see, look at that, Frosty in a huge, huge army advantage size. I think he's produced more Ultralists, more Zerglings. He's at 9 Ultras. That's a huge number. Anything more than 6 Ultras is really just, hey, I'm in your face. I have so many units. And we'll see, is the actual appropriate tech switch, I think, for a Protoss player at this point would be to get Void Rays, maybe Carriers, because the Void Rays are able to deal with the Ultralists reasonably effectively. Yeah, gotta finish off those Templars. Because their damage will build up to such a high rate, and since they're air, they're obviously not able to be attacked by the Ultralists, so they won't die to the Ultralists, who kill everything else extremely quickly. And here come the Ultralists. Just this spread damage. Just look at that. Those Zealots go down so fast and in mass. Boom, 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 boom. Just taking so many hits. Coming with units from the back right now. And it looks like, if nothing else, Frosty's going to be able to push in on Monk's base, just doing some Wrecking Ball crew right here on his drones, getting these High Templar out of the way. And yeah, High Templar are not a good choice, but they are a gas balance for a lot of armies. Yeah, he really just needs to focus fire with these Stalkers. Oh, getting some more Ultralists in from the back. This blink is not going to be effective when you don't have that many Stalkers. And you can see just this army size just keeps growing and growing, and income, not a huge income disparity. More Ultralists coming in from the back. You can see 9 Ultras still on the table, 2 Ultras are building, constant Zerglings building. This Zerg player, Frosty, is providing excellent pressure, keeping up his macro game while he's in battle. 3-4 Ultras building, got more Zerglings building, and yeah, he's just going to be able to push in on this base and take it out. Look at this monster amount of units he has right here. Wow, that is just so many Ultras. Yeah, and I don't think Monk's gonna be able to come back. He needs more Immortals coming out to deal with these, and he needs some Stalkers. Look at that. Even the Immortal shots are still, I think it's like 10% of the Ultra's life, and after the armor, it's like 9%. If you guys want to think in math terms. Here we go, Monk with some vision on the map. But Frosty, look at that. Frosty's on 4 bases. Sure, he's just getting that one up, but 4 bases, not even his original 2 bases, but he mined all those out anyways. And Monk just on 1 base right now, 37 harvesters, low income. He is in a bad position. He's got to push out, but I don't know how you're going to push out on all those Ultras. Look at that, armor 4, that's a 5 total armor. And I think he still has 1 more upgrade to go, if he has any evolution chambers, which I don't think he does. Oh, get some Zealots back here. You go, Monk, applying some pressure. Ooh, that's a lot of High Templar coming in there. that storm does, you know, pretty effective damage to those Zerglings. You get in 2 pulses of it, and you're at, I think, almost 40 damage. So it's pretty decent. But yeah, these these Immortals are just gonna get beat up. Super fast attacking Zerglings are the counter to Immortals, and then, you know, that's fine because the Immortals counter the Ultras, but you're gonna get the Immortals with the Zerglings. There's a good game by Monk. Really great game by both players. Monk able to push in on Frosty. Once again, take out his expansion and get some damage in on his main base. But Frosty, with the great macro play of the Zerg player, able to take, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, even try and get 5 and 6 other bases other than these 2. So if you think about it, Frosty controlled, you know, over half the bases on the map, and six different bases he was effectively mining from throughout the game, whereas Monk, you know, only got to 3 bases, and for a good portion was mined out of, you know, 1 or 2 of the bases he was at. And then Frosty tech into those Ultralists. Ultralists are just so dominating in this game if you can get to them. It's a hard tech to get to. You know, you gotta get your spawning pool, then your lair, then your infestor pit, then your hive, then your Ultralist den, and that's if you straight tech to it. So it takes a while to get to them, but there's a big reward at the end of the rainbow when you do get to them, and that is that you can move in very effectively on almost any army other than a pure air army with those Ultralists and cause a lot of trouble. And the Ultralists, for anyone who doesn't know, you put in those Zerglings first. The Ultralists will actually swing at troops over the Zerglings, so as long as your Zerglings aren't 2 or 3 stacked deep, the Ultras and the Zerglings will really complement each other in battle pretty effectively. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Monk does lose, Frosty does win. Week number 7, SC2GG.com tournament, weekly tournament. Go to SC2GG.com to sign up for it. Try your skills. These are top diamond players though, guys, so expect a definite challenge. And this is One Man Zerg from the UEN.com. Check out our YouTube channel, and thanks to SC2GG.com for letting us cast this. Have a good one, guys.